What's good, YouTube, man? It's the Realhooptalks podcast. We back with another pod. Tell me how you feeling, Mikeyhooptalks.
Hey, it's finally getting hot outside. It's getting a little warm, man. End of the school year coming up. The playoffs coming out. I just love with EGF. I just love this like section of the year. It's like the early spring. The weather starts to break. School, you finishing up school. The playoffs get going. The beginning of summer start. Ain't it, like this is like a good little section. I was thinking of that earlier. This is a good section of the year. I'm feeling.
I give it top two section of the year. Top two. Behind the middle of the summer.
I love this little section.
It definitely is top two.
I love this little section. Yeah, man.
It's not too hot, but it's hot enough to where you can go outside and enjoy it.
Yeah.
We getting the seeding right. The NFL offseason going
offseason going crazy. Yeah, like the playoffs. You finish at school, getting ready for summer. It's def top two section. Yeah, middle of the summer when the summer adds.
I already know Giannis getting his ring case ready for number 2.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Russ got something to say about that. But
is the Lakers even going to the playoffs? Like,
nope.
Do we really trust the Lakers to win 2 playing games?
Nope. I don't trust them to even get the 10 seed at this point.
I don't even know if there's been a span where they won 2 games in a row against players that is in the top or teams in the top 10.
The only team I can remember them beating that's actually worth something is the Heat, and they didn't have Jimmy Butler that game, so that was like 3 months ago or something like that.
I'm pretty sure they just gave up on the season, man. Russ went out of there. Bron just won the record. AD probably. We haven't heard nothing about Anthony Davis.
He shouldn't even. Don't bring him back. He's gonna get hurt again. Just let him get ready for next year, I guess, bro. Just I don't know. Just let him get.
We should add this to the topics list. Do you think they should rebuild or restart?
I do think they should rebuild. They did what they wanted to do. I mean, they got it. They wanted to win. Now they got a championship, and they have a chance to. They still have a good chance to get a decent future. I mean, you told me. I'm not gonna lie. It's something they should look into trading all 3 of them, like all 3 of them. Well,
if they wanted to rebuild, they wouldn't have a choice. They don't have any draft picks until 2027.
Trade all 3 of them if you can. Come, man.
But the thing is, we don't know what Russ go for. A player like LeBron James has never been traded.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy deal. I wonder the best player in the league getting traded.
Nobody. I don't think anybody in the top 10 has ever been traded.
Well, Harden and.
I'm saying top 10 like ever. Like that'd be crazy. That's
no. Yeah, dang, what would that be? That'd have to be like
he got a no trade clause, so he choose wherever he go.
I'm gonna just say for the sake of I'm gonna just say the Cavs. That we would have to give up like Garland. They were probably asked for Garland or.
I don't think it'd be like that though. It's somebody blanking who traded Dwayne Wade in 2018 with the Cavs. Was that 2018?
What about it? Yeah,
they traded him back to Miami for a 2nd round pick,
but he wasn't.
True.
Yeah, so I think LeBron could go. Like I'm gonna just say it.
But if LeBron say trade me or I'm sitting out, the Lakers wouldn't have no choice but to just take whatever the Cavs give them.
I mean, yeah, but you're not gonna do that with a arguably top 5 player right now. You're not just going to take what they give you. You act like the Cavs aren't the only people in the world who will be lined up for LeBron. I'm sure.
Yeah, but he chooses where he goes.
Oh, right.
Wherever he goes.
He chooses.
Like Deshaun Watson.
I mean, but come on, if they don't trade him, if he goes,
I don't know what the market is for Anthony Davis either.
He's hurt. I mean, his injuries.
He's always hurt. His last 2/3 seasons have been real inconsistent.
I don't know if you could get a franchise player for him just because of his injury history, but you definitely could get some great young pieces and some great picks, I would say.
Damn.
And Russ, I mean, his market is probably bad, but I still think, come on, man, I mean, he's still Russ. You could get something great for him.
They'd have to sit down and talk about this, and they only hope in getting something is probably trading Anthony Davis. Because any team LeBron goes to, that pick ain't going to be valuable. Like, if he went to the Cavs, their pick is already not even in the lottery because they're in the playoffs. It'd just be a late first-round pick for LeBron James. Anywhere AD go, if he got traded to a contender, those picks really wouldn't be much.
True, yeah, if he gets traded to a contender, which he probably would.
And I don't know who the hell going to trade anything for Russ after the season he's had.
I don't know, man. I just feel they did what they wanted to do. They won now. Take the Lakers. Do y'all want LeBron? It's not looking like it. It looks like LeBron's Iron Man, but he's gonna decline eventually. When LeBron declines, Russ will be declining, getting older as well. AD will be getting older, more mileage on his bones. He's gonna be more injured. Do y'all want these next few years after LeBron to be a poverty franchise again for the next 10, 15?
Or do they still try and build around LeBron and just move things around?
Yeah, or do they do that? I don't know, man. I feel y'all got y'all championship. Y'all lucked up, with the bubble. Now, save y'all future because, or y'all got to do something. Build around LeBron greatly. Try to get another 1, maybe 2.
They gonna have to do something because Kendrick Nunn still hasn't played. Malik Monk is leaving after this season. I'm probably 10 out of 10 times sure about that.
What, for money?
He's not going to play on a minimum deal again after playing like this season.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think they should rebuild, man. You can get something.
Melo's probably going to leave. He wants to win a championship. Ain't like he's doing much defensively anyways.
Yeah,
I think it might be time.
I find it hard teams going to be looking at Melo. Wasn't Jalen Green just saying they was basically picking on him in overtime? Like, he's old. He can't move, man. He would have to go to.
But if they do that, this would have been a fail. This whole LeBron Los Angeles thing would have been a failure.
Yeah, 1 championship in 4 years, 2 missed playoffs, first round exit. Yeah, I'd agree.
Considering what they traded.
Yeah, they trade. Yeah, but then again, they were trying.
What they got rid of.
Yeah, Julius Randle became an All-Star. Brandon Ingram became an All-Star.
Josh Hart just dropped 44 the other day.
Josh Hart is playing well. I didn't know he was playing this well. Josh Hart, Lonzo.
Zoe great defensive guard. They lost some pieces to win 1 ring. I mean, I feel like if it was any other franchise like Cleveland, we won our 1 ring. It was cool. It was good. But it's the Lakers. We just expect so much more from them.
Yeah. If they don't do anything, it's gonna be the same thing that happened after Kobe. Like them last remaining years with Kobe. They're gonna be a poverty franchise for another 10, maybe 15 years. Who knows? Yeah, I think they should take this chance, try to save their future. That's what I think.
They can be a poverty franchise next 10 years minimum. They don't have another draft pick of their own for another 5 years. And if they do decide to keep this going, they would have to trade the extra pick they get at the end of this draft.
Yeah.
They finally get their 2027, 2028 pick, and if they want to build around LeBron, they probably have to trade it.
Yeah, unless they like you said, unless they want to just milk all these LeBron prime years that they can, just restructure it around him completely. I guess that wouldn't be a bad route, but it would take a lot of restructuring, from top down.
I think it's over with, man. LeBron can't carry what he carried before. He can't carry a mid team anymore. I think the Lakers last year was the Lakers when they won in the bubble the same team as last year. Just AD was injured. Was they the same teams? Basically.
I mean, just add Rondo.
We saw LeBron go an entire season without a legit second option in 2018 and still get to the finals. He couldn't even win a game without Anthony Davis last year in the playoffs. So what I'm starting to feel like is LeBron still is top 5, but he's not who he used to be, where he can just carry anything and everybody. And even if he is, I don't think he's willing to do it with his injury history. He got injured the last 2 years trying to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
So the only way I can see them not rebuilding is if A, they get someone dumb enough to give something for Russell Westbrook, or B, a lot of pay cuts is done, or C, they trade Anthony Davis, which I don't think is that.
Or trade both.
Who?
Or trade both.
But then I don't know what you get.
But
for
you
AD.
don't think they're going to get nothing for Russ
after how he played this season. It's not that I think he's not going to do better somewhere else. It's more so. A lot of the time, people trade off of what they did this season before.
Yeah.
Which is why they traded their 3 best role players for us, 3 best role players for us, and I don't remember what the fucking Houston Rockets gave up Chris Paul for us. It's based on what they did the year before.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think we all know they have work to do, but...
I mean, Kendrick Nunn looks solid with the Heat. We just haven't seen him play.
Right.
It's possible. All right, let's get to the real topics, man. The Lakers is done. They was down 30-6 to Toronto the other day in the first quarter. They was down by 26 the game before versus the Suns. They're done. Yeah. They're over with.
Yeah, they're not making the play-in. If they do, they're going to lose.
We're going to have to have a conversation on the Lakers, though. If the LeBron era was a fail, we're going to probably do it in the offseason. If the LeBron thing with the Lakers was a fail, and probably if the trade for Anthony Davis and Russ was worth it. But, man, what you trying to talk about, man? We got some topics, man.
Got some topics, man. Let's go. I want to stay fresh. Let's go our top. Who is top 20 in the NBA? Everyone healthy, no injuries, utopian NBA society, perfect. Who are the 20 best players in the NBA? Who are you taking? EGF right now. Go.
So we basing this basically off of if the world was perfect, everybody healthy, who's the best player?
Yep.
So including this season, last season, just in general, who we think is top 20?
Going off the recent history, yeah, last two, maybe more so two. Yeah, more 2 years. Yeah. I guess 3, 2, 3, 2. Yeah.
Well, this wasn't easy, man. I was stuck on a lot of people for this 20 spot. We're going back and forth. I say my 20, you say your 20?
You starting from 20? Yeah, that because 1 through 10 is probably going to be like, yeah, okay. Okay.
My number 20, I'm looking at like 8 names right here, y'all. I've been doing this for 2 days. We had these topics for 2 days, man. My number 20 is Rudy Gobert. My nigga Gobi top 20. Gobi, and it's pretty obvious, man. He's probably the best pick and roll big man in the league. It's easy buckets, but I don't see Hassan can't do it. Jared Allen ain't as good at doing it. He's pretty big, pretty strong. I don't know if this is really a flex. He's probably the best at setting screens in the league, too. I mean, Donovan Mitchell really needs some screens when it comes to him needing to score. And we all see the record without Gobi on the court. Best defender in the league by far. No other team's defense is dropping 20-plus spots when he's not on the court, except for Draymond. Probably Defensive Player of the Year this season. What else is there really to say? He scares people from coming in the paint. You see Gobi in the paint, if your name ain't Giannis, you ain't going.
Or Ja.
20.
Put 30 on his head a game in 5 games last year. 47 in game 2.
He won 1 game.
47 in game 2. But, so that's your case for Gobi? Didn't know we put screen setting in player arguments. Didn't. That's wild. That's the wildest thing of this year. Putting screen setting in a player ranking. Oh my God, that's.
I understand, but I can't just keep on emphasizing what he does defensively. I mean, we all know Gobi's a complete package defensively.
So emphasize what he does offensively. Oh, you can't.
He's shooting 70%.
Stop saying he shoots 70%. He's 7
That's
foot,
offense.
He's 7'1", and he's getting easy lob dunks from Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. Stop saying 70% like he's just getting the ball in the post, doing
16,
moves, getting double
points per game.
If
he could do that, he might. If he learned like some actual post moves, he might be top 10.
Yeah, well, he's not. So he never will because he doesn't. He doesn't.
Who your 20?
He doesn't work on his craft.
Who your number 20?
I know you got him higher, but I'm proud. I'm proud of him. I'm starting to. I don't really care for him, but I'm happy for him. T. Will's kind of messed up with this one. Zachary Levine. Zach Levine
is not on my list.
Zach Levine is not on your list. So you think Rudy Gobert is better than Zach Levine?
Zach Levine is actually number 23 on my list.
God. Zach Levine. I mean, he's been killing like since he got to Chicago, basically. Well, he broke out in Chicago. Well, he's been averaging probably like 25, 26 a game these past, 2-3 seasons. I mean, he had him in playoff contention last year, but they think they were facing injuries. think COVID hit them pretty hard. They're playing well this year.
Got Booth in the middle of the season.
Yeah, was figuring out with Vooch. Playing well. What are they? The top 4 seed, I think. They're the 4th. You don't know. Yeah, or something like that.
They falling.
They're falling, but they're way better than last year.
They still make playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to be great. I mean, the pickups were good. I mean, they finally got him some help. I don't see him leaving because he's a free agent upcoming. Shouldn't he be soon? I don't see him. I see him signing an extension. I mean, it's not.
They are.
He's been.
They're the 4th seed, tied with Boston, 4th and 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to reward Zach. I gave heavy.
My thing is, I did have him 20, not 20, but it was top 4 between Gobe, Draymond, Levine, and Brown. The only reason why he didn't get that 20 spot, because I do believe he's more talented than Gobe, obviously, it's just playoffs. Because he's been hurt. I think he got traded for Butler. Didn't he get traded for Butler for Jimmy? Yeah, he's never seen the playoffs before. We've never seen Levine in the playoffs. This season, he's been hurt all season. So it's just hard. He definitely can be that 20 spot, though.
Yeah, I felt I wanted to reward him. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought you would have had him like 16 or something. But I threw him higher. Gave him the 20 spot. Gave Zach LaVine the 20 spot. I was debating. I'm sorry, man. I feel so bad because he I don't know. Okay, we need to stop this narrative that I just want to get this out here. That Karl Anthony Towns just became good or just been doing this year. He's been doing this consistently.
I know we shouldn't be saying that. I know like it's going to be 19, but Karl Anthony Towns is my 19.
I could live with that because, I mean, I wanted to give him the 20 spot. I just couldn't. I don't know why. I guess I'm just...
I think that 60 ball is what made me put him 19, honestly.
I don't know. I guess.
But he has been doing this. He's another player that we've seen him in the playoffs before, but best player on the team that isn't really ever in playoff or even play in contention. They is this year. I think like they the 6th seed.
No, they ain't that high. They like 8th, maybe. No, they might be actually. Actually, yeah.
So I got the standings pulled up. East.
They're probably 7th.
They're 7th seed.
Yeah.
They game out of the play-in.
But
Damn.
yeah, everybody acting surprised that he's been. I mean, what? He's averaging what? 24, 9, and 4 this year. I mean, 25, 9, and 4. Excuse me. Last year he averaged 25, 10, and 4. Year before that, 26, 10, and 4. Year before that, 24, 12, and 3. He's been doing this. Like everybody is surprised, like acting like I don't want to say
best shooting center ever.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
that's what he said himself. He said that he's the best 3-point shooting center ever, and he is. I don't see no other center taking step backs or taking contested threes on the regular.
And what, he's taking like 7 a game, shooting probably close to 40% maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everybody's acting like, I don't want to say breakout, but like I guess breakout. Yeah, he's been doing this. He's been a top 3 center.
He's just in a small market. He's kind of what DeMarcus Cousins was doing, just a great player in a small market.
He's exactly what DeMarcus Cousins was doing. He's just hidden in Minnesota. He's been, I mean, I think with how good Joel and Jokic have been these last few years, I think that, like, and they're so far away from the others, I think that kind of has a role to play with it too, because, like, they're just over Cat. But besides them two, Cat stepping on next. I mean, Cat been a beast. I just wanted to.
Cat another player we're gonna have to look out for, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Cause I don't know how his contract situation is, but like, let me see, 5 years, 153. You're free agent in 2024, so we got 2 more years on this deal. He another player we have to look out for, man. Because if he goes to a big market, he might break out.
I wanted the Celtics to get him. That would have been ass.
What, Karl Anthony Towns?
Yes.
The Timberwolves gonna want Jaylen Brown for him.
I would do that.
Pairing up.
I would do that.
Pairing up Tatum and Cat. That'd be crazy. That'd be dangerous. Give him a decent point guard, it'd be dangerous. I mean, I think with the addition of Patrick Beverly and Ant-Man obviously getting better, we're going to hear a lot more of Karl Anthony Towns. We're going to see him in the playoffs, hopefully every year. Hopefully it's just not, I don't even remember what year Butler was on that team, just a Jimmy Butler situation where they make it once and never see it again. Yeah. It's pretty obvious, like everything you said, it's pretty much obvious why he's 19. Best shooting big in basketball, top 3, top 4 center, top 3 center.
Yeah, I think he's easily that 3 spot for me. It's like lock, like no one else compete. He's better than Gobe. Don't start. He's better.
Don't disrespect Rudy Gobert, bro.
God. You're about to argue that he's not better than. We're not doing this. Not today, bro. 19, bro.
Yeah, Cat definitely is. Cat definitely is my 19, though. Pretty amazing player. Ain't really much else to say about him. Who you got for 19?
Okay, my 18 through 20 was like the same player in my opinion. It's so hard ranking these four. 17 through 20, but 19 I put Devin Booker. 19 is Devin Booker. I mean, he's another player, been great. Like bad team, not the best market neither. Phoenix. Yeah, a lot of free agents don't really go to Phoenix, really, the Suns to play. Bad market, bad team. I mean, his numbers speak for himself, too. All-star snub a few years. He's been underrated, but he's starting to get his recognition. I mean, we saw what he did in the big stage in the playoffs. I mean, he led his team to the finals. Led his team to the finals. What, he had 2 40-point games? Weren't they back-to-back?
Yeah, back-to-back 40-point games. He lost both of them.
He's shown what he can do on the big stage. I want to reward him, too. Devin Booker is 19 on my list.
I have him on my list. He's just down more. It read. It's gonna be Devin Booker, your 19.
Yeah,
damn, I want to see we got over him then. Maybe I just praised him too much.
Yeah, I figured you probably had him in that 14 area, 13-ish.
Yeah.
The heights, early teens. I put him late. I don't know. The guy's over him.
Yeah, 19, Reed. I think probably 13 through really 18 or 19 is pretty interchangeable. It's all about preference and what you prefer.
I don't know, man. When I go up, I just couldn't put him over guys I just couldn't put him over the guys that I have over him. I don't know, but
my number 18 is PG-13. He was playing good in the beginning of the season before he got hurt. He got the Clippers to what? They first Western Conference Finals. Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Redick. That team couldn't do it, and he did what they could. He got them to the Western Conference Finals. Did they come back from 0-2 twice? Was they down 0-2 to Dallas?
Yeah.
Came back from 0-2 back-to-back like the champ. But this ain't about Giannis. He later on the list. You don't see too many people that can give you 25 plus a game and can lock up your favorite player too. So it's pretty obvious. He's been doing this ever since. What year was he? Second, third in MVP voting?
That 18, 19.
Yeah, he's been doing this basically since 2018. So he was my number 18. I wanted to put him lower, but at the same time, we can't forget the playoff P years.
Yeah.
And I think he's another player that you can question if you're gonna get Paul George game in and game out.
I agree. I mean, he's a bit higher on my list, but I have to see your list, hear what you got to say. 18, I have Mr. Empty Stats, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is my number 18. Bradley Beal isn't on your list. Say it. He's not on your list. Yep, I knew it. But Bradley Beal is an animal, man. I don't know, man.
I felt so bad for taking him off because nobody else on this list that probably isn't in the top 10 has scored over 30 points a game in back-to-back seasons.
He has to be top 20. There's no way he's not. I'm sorry. He has to be. Bradley Beal.
But without John Wall, Bradley Beal has been basically just empty stats. I'm sorry. It's one of those cases when he's not winning. I understand you can't win by yourself, but he has a roster to win with.
Yeah.
He has a roster.
He does.
He's hurt, though. But that's another reason. He's never available. He's only played over 70 games twice in his career. He's always hurt. He could definitely be top 20, though. I ain't going to act like he can't be.
I had to throw Bradley Beal in there. Who's your 18? Wait. 17?
Yeah, 17. My 17, man. I really didn't want to put this man on the list, but I got to give fair respect. I feel like I downplay this man a lot because of who his teammate is. because his teammate probably is the best player in basketball. It's Chris Middleton. Chris Money Middleton is 17, man. Christopher Magic is, 17? I feel like I underrated him a lot of years, man. I've been hard on him because he sold a lot in the playoffs. But if you look at Chris Middleton on a game-to-game basis, and when he is playing how he's supposed to play in the playoffs, it doesn't question, and it ain't really a question because he already shown it. He can be the primary shot creator on a championship team. He got length, great defender. I feel like his defense has been overshadowed because Drew is a better defender, but he's still a good defender.
He defends pretty well.
Not many people can guard him. He's a big man. He's just there, man. Had some good games in the playoffs. Did he hit a game winner? Game winners?
With a few game winners, yeah.
A few game winners in the playoffs.
A lot of clutch buckets that weren't.
If you would have asked me this last year, I probably would have said he ain't top 20 because of what he did in 2019. But with the championship, I think we can all forgive his flame outs in Toronto. But yeah, 17. It was hard for me to put him over Paul George too, but he just won a ring.
Average 25 in the finals. You finally giving Chris Middleton some credit. I'm proud of you. I never would have thought this day would come. You always devalue him because of Giannis and make it seem like Giannis just pulls off this carry job. You finally
last year, Chris Middleton wasn't an all-star.
Okay, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Next topic. 17 is Donovan Mitchell. One of the best playoff performers ever. Not ever.
And this is where we're going to have the conversation about impact
this
versus...
This is where we're going to have the conversation with impact versus empty stats. Best player on this team by far. Consistently in the playoffs since his rookie year. Been a top three, get his team to a top 3 seed, this would be his third year in a row maybe with a top 3 or 4 seed. Second or third year in a row. He does I don't want to say he's basically the team, but that offense is Donovan Mitchell, and we see it.
And that defense is Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, but if you take Donovan Mitchell off, and you take Rudy Gobert off, the team is going further.
We seen what happened when you take Donovan off. They still win. 13-5 without him. That record looking negative without Go being just D. Mitch, man.
I'm sorry.
But at the same time, I do understand where that whole record argument is subjective. We talked about this off the pod, 2 days ago. I thought about it. It is kind of subjective. It's kind of subjective on both sides.
Yeah,
except for players like Kawhi, bro, because that shit with Toronto was unacceptable. That's another ring. I know it's off topic. That I think needs to come into question, bro. It wasn't as easy as Kevin Durant's. No, not at all. Well, that team went 21-3 without him in the regular season, and then it made the second seed the next year.
There's nothing wrong with having a good team.
Maybe I just look at everybody as LeBron James and Michael Jordan and just give that expectation. What's another thing? But back to the topic, I think it's subjective, the whole records thing, so I'm not going to mention it. I looked it up before this top 20 because I knew this was going to happen, but I'm not going to use it because I thought about it. If you take Rudy Gobert, the best interior defender off a team whose second best is probably Hassan Whiteside, who's pretty mid at it, you're going to lose. Everybody's going to attack the paint. No, Eric Pascal is 6'6". That's their backup power forward. Royce O'Neal is 6'6". That's their starting power forward. They're going to attack the paint, and you're going to lose. That's just the truth. So your record's going to be bad without Gobe. But at the same time, he's not as impactful as Rudy Gobert. He's just not.
He is, man.
He's not.
Okay, maybe he's not more impactful, but he's better. He's better.
He's not.
He's better.
Yes, he's more skilled. Yes, I'm not giving Rudy Gobert the ball with 3 seconds left and you're down by even 2 points. But at the same time, Rudy Gobert does the little things that matter. He plays defense. Donovan is.
He does.
We haven't even tested Donovan for real. That's why I low-key want him to go to a new team. He has a great big man. He has an all-star caliber point guard who went 5 for 34 in the last 5 games. And some of the greatest three-point shooters and 3-and-D players in the league. It's set up for him to be a great shot creator. Kyrie Irving, you can put Kyrie Irving on the court with 4 slashers and he's still gonna get his. You can put Kyrie on the floor with Andre Drummond. Damn, I can't think of no one else who can't shoot on that team. So the point is that it's just set up for him.
So you saying he's a product of his spacing?
I don't say a product because that sounds like I'm just insulting him.
But
I
it
think if
has
you put
a
him
lot to do with it. Like you
yeah, I
want to see
think if
him.
you put him in a situation that Luke is in, he wouldn't average 25 games, and if he does, it'd be on way worse efficiency.
Okay,
It's hard to game plan against a team where everybody can shoot, and if you double him with Gobe's going to catch that lob. He catching lobs over even centers just because small ball. But it's fair to keep him there. He was a part of that, I don't know, 19 through 20, 18 through 20, really. Because all these players is just they're the same. They all are given the same amount of production.
Yeah, it is true when you have more space to work with because of the shooting, then you got a good, as much as I don't like him, a good pick and roll center and Gobe who rolls hard to the rim and stuff, sets good screens. It can be easy to score and just basically shot create because that's what he is. Just a flat out scorer. But
at the same time, I don't want to take away from him because it's not like the other team isn't putting their best defender on him every game.
Yeah.
You kind of have to because he's the only one making his shots.
I see what you're saying. It could be kind of hard to game plan on him. You want to see him game plan like you can game plan for Luka. We've seen Luka be game plan for and still prevail and still put up big numbers, still win games and stuff. So I can see that argument. But then again, we only know what we see. So I'm going to go off what I see.
We're about to be on, 16?
Yeah.
Now, I don't want nobody texting or commenting or even you saying some wild shit for this because he's not top 15 for me.
Dude, if it's James Harden. Oh, my God, it's James Harden.
It's Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is number 16, man. And honestly, the only reason why he is 16 is because everybody above him in the last 3 years has played better in the postseason. And it's not like Tatum hasn't been good. It's more so his situations hasn't been good the last 2 to 3 years. Going against fucking Brooklyn, no one's beating Brooklyn when they're healthy. What happened last year? Last year was 2021, 2020. What happened 2020?
2020 got to the conference finals.
Conference finals.
So really, he just had this bad year, kind of.
This bad year, conference finals. But everybody else has been, in my defense, everybody else, with the exception of Luka and Trey, has been to the finals or conference finals just like him the last 2 years and played outstanding. Tatum, great player, great young player. He's probably going to be top 10. At one point, I didn't think Jason Tatum would be top 10 in this league. It may have just been me hating as a Bucks fan, took us out of the playoffs in 2018 or 2017. But yeah, Jason Tatum, 16. He's been playing great since his All-Star break. We all know before the All-Star break, we was talking about how he fell off this year, efficiency-wise. He's been playing great. 16. Who got 16?
16. I got Kyrie Irving. 16. Kyrie isn't on your list. Please tell me Kyrie is on your list.
In my defense, he's part-time. Let's be real. Like, there's 17 games left this season, and he can only play in 3.
Yeah, true.
Talent-wise, he definitely is top 16, or I ain't gonna fake. Not even talent. He probably is top 16 in the league if he's a full-time player. It's not even probably. He is a top 16 player if he's not part-time. Damn, I knew I was gonna forget somebody, bro. Even after going through it. Yeah. What made you put him 16? Why not top 15?
The guys over him, I just couldn't put over him, man. All the guys over him have had, in recent years, more playoff success. They've been better in the regular season, I would say. Most of them. More playoff success, better in the regular season. Most of them here most of the time, except this one guy.
Yeah, it's not hard to have better postseason or regular season success than Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, when he's
never here, he's always hurt.
Yeah. So
15?
Can you I can't see you.
You can't see me?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, forget it. All right.
15. You already said it with Devin Booker. And this may be a slight to myself, honestly, because, again, he was another one of those players that I think it was pretty universal that we all said Devin Booker was putting up empty stats. I mean, we all remember him scoring 70 and flexing, even though he lost against the Lakers. The Celtics. But in recent years, if we're going to make it seem like those wasn't empty stats, there's none that really anybody can tell me that he isn't top 20. Great scorer, great off the pick and roll, great in isolation. He's become a better playmaker without Chris Paul. They want to know without him, but he's a pretty good, decent playmaker. I like to see more from him on defense, and as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't not shown up in the playoffs yet. He hasn't put him any stinkers in the playoffs. So, yeah, I had to put him 15. It was hard for me to put him over Tatum. But, yeah, I think it's just a slight because he did drop 40 back-to-back in the finals. No one else has done that, I think. Or only 2 or 3 other players have done that. In losses.
Yeah, in losses. Yeah.
Who you got 15? Top 15.
15, so I'm going to guess you have him higher. I got Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler is my 14th.
Yeah, consistent. I mean, he's always here, consistent. Wherever he goes, he wins. Not necessarily not necessarily too deep runs, too much of deep runs. But everywhere he goes, he will make the playoffs. I mean, we've seen what he went to. He was labeled a cancer in Minnesota because of his qualities. But in reality, he wants to win, and he's very passionate about it. He's not a cancer.
Got him to the playoffs for the first time in years.
Got him to the playoffs the first time since, Kevin Garnett or something like that. He leaves, we haven't seen him since. Have we seen him in the playoffs since? I don't think so.
Nope.
No, we haven't. Then he goes to Philly. And they got to the second round. They lost in a Game 7 on a buzzer beater that hit the rim, 5 or 6 times? I mean, he goes to Miami, he takes them to the finals in his first year. Last year, he had a bad season, but got him to the first seed this year. Contenders again. My dark horse pick to win it all and get back. Yeah, I mean, and he's here. He has some nagging injuries sometimes, but he's fairly consistent. He won't be that guy that gets you 28. You won't look at his numbers and be like 28, 6, and 8 or something like Luka and LeBron and everybody else. But he
will in the playoffs.
He gets you to the playoffs. He wins. He's consistent, and he has a lot of intangibles. He has a lot of intangibles that don't show up. Plays good defense, 2-way player. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, that's Jimmy Butler, 15.
Yeah, there ain't really much to add on to it. He's my 14. There's not really much to add on to what you say, but he legit. Jimmy Butler was another one of those players that I ain't fuck with, but he definitely is legit. He can get you 21, 8, and 8 on a nightly basis with 2 to 3 steals. He gives his all on both sides of the court. I kind of question why people don't leave him open from the three-point line like they do other players that shoot under 30% from 3. But besides that, complete game. Not many 2 and D. Not many superstars or star players that play defense nowadays. Yeah, he's my 14. Who got 14?
PG.
You got Paul George 14?
Yeah, I had Paul George pretty high. So
Paul George is better than who'd you have? You got Paul George over Booker, over Donovan Mitchell, over you ain't say Tatum yet. PG is better than Jimmy Butler?
I think Paul George is better than Jimmy Butler, man. I just thought about, I understand everything I just said about Jimmy Butler, about how he took him to the finals, he wins everywhere he goes. But PG will do the same thing. He will get you to the playoffs. He got you to the conference finals. I don't want to bring up the Pacers getting them to the conference finals, but I mean, I feel his blunders in the playoffs with OKC were horrible, and the Clippers the first year.
I feel it.
He deserves to be I guess not trashed upon, but it deserves to be looked at and acknowledged. But I mean, he's still a great player. Like you said, not many guys give you 25, 5, and 5 on a nightly basis, a great efficiency, and take away your best perimeter player 1 through 3, maybe sometimes 4, more so 1 through 3. Got him to the conference finals last year, played pretty well, played well in the postseason, kind of redeemed himself. And then I thought about it with Jimmy Butler and other guys like Donovan Mitchell. Who else did you have higher than him? Devin Booker. I thought about it, and I just felt like if you put them if you put them on teams that they've been on, who's to say that Paul George probably couldn't make the finals? I mean, they were on course to. It was looking like they were on course to make the finals until Kawhi got injured last year. I mean, he's not a number one. Only thing that you could take away from him is he's not necessarily a number one guy. This is a rare case where I would probably have a number two guy better than a number one. But yeah, I think I'm taking PG.
The only reason why I think Paul George is slept on and is probably so high on my list is consistency. That's it. If he gave his 25, 26, 27 points per game with 5, 5, and 5 on great efficiency on a nightly basis, on a playoff basis, I think he'd be in everybody's top 14, top 13. It's just how inconsistent he is. We all know Butler's giving his all every night, but there's nights where Paul George is nowhere to be seen. But I want to say they're about the same on the defensive side of the ball, and Paul George is a better scorer than Jimmy Butler is.
Yeah, so player for player, I kind of had to, but then Jimmy Butler has the impact. So I don't know, but I don't know. I feel if you put Paul George in that situation with the Heat, because the Heat, I mean, outside of Jimmy Butler, they did have a pretty great team. If you put him in that situation with the Heat, like you said, it's not like you wouldn't be missing much defensively replacing him. I mean, he was top 3 in defensive player of the year.
And he definitely is a better shooter than him. You just missed the
better
consistency.
Score, better offensive threat. Who's to say they don't make the finals? Who's to say they don't? They probably beat the Bucks. Who do they have to beat? They probably beat the Celtics. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not gonna just.
But then again, that's when we talk about it like intangibles, because like.
Yeah, true.
I know it's the Heat culture to be disciplined, but we don't know any other leader that's as disciplined as Jimmy Butler is. We don't know anybody else that's winning. He literally left the 76ers to go to a worse team because of how undisciplined they was.
Yeah, and he took them to the finals. So yeah,
I don't know. It's not unreasonable though, because they're not basically the same player, but player for player wise, just what you do on the court wise, they are. And Paul George probably is better than them on the court. Better shooter.
Just as good defensively, if not better. He's longer, better size, better play. He's probably not the better playmaker, but it's not that big of a gap. Jimmy just has the intangibles really and the impact. So it's kind of your preference in a way, I would say.
Number, what we on, 13?
Yeah.
13. 13, man. Now we're going to argue about this because of who I got 12. Number 13. Now, you know, if we was talking about this season, this player probably wouldn't even be top 30. My 13 is Damian Lillard. Dame. He lost to the Nuggets last year without Murray or MPJ. But I'm not going to take from him what he did the 2 years prior, basically being borderline an MVP player. And he has taken the Trailblazers to the playoffs every single year since his rookie season. And there's not much to say. Arguably a top 2, top 3 point guard in the league on a consistent basis. I don't know if it'll be like that when he come back with Ja playing how he's playing. But Damian Lillard. And I had a hard time putting him over players like Butler and Book. But I just gave it to him. The regular season matters too. And it's not like they have any players to take. He doesn't have any other player to take the pressure off of. CJ was fairly inconsistent, but we all knew he was more of an off-ball player in Portland. And outside of CJ McCollum, they had nobody else they could give the ball to and to go get a bucket at all. And the players that they did have, they traded. Seth Curry traded, Patty Mills. Who did they just trade to Toronto? Fuck.
Norman Powell.
Gary Trent Jr. He got traded.
Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, all bucket getters. The only bucket getter on that team is Damian Lillard, and CJ McCollum was kind of inconsistent here and there in the regular season and playoffs. So I just gave it to him. Everybody else on the list has at least one other person they can get the ball to, and he'll go get 20, 25. So yeah, I got him number 13.
Okay.
He did it with getting game plan against too. That's crazy. Who you got 13?
Yeah. Yeah, they used to be doubling Dame. Wait, this Okay, so if Dame's 13 on your list and this guy is 13 on my list, I don't think this guy is on your list. Or maybe he is, and maybe you just have him higher than Dame. But I don't think you have him higher than Dame because you're starting to fall out with this guy.
Who?
Is Anthony Davis on your list?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, yeah, okay. My 13, Anthony Davis. I mean, he went from... God, Anthony Davis, man. He went from being a universal top 5 player. He was even looked at as better than Giannis by a lot of people. Some people even went to lengths to say that him and LeBron were the best 2 players in the league. I think I saw that.
1 and 2.
Yeah, was it Magic? It was Magic?
Yeah, it was Magic.
It was someone.
The Lakers have the 2 best players in the league.
Yeah, that was. I never agreed with that one. That was a while.
I do feel like at one point it was pretty universal that AD was top 5, top 6.
Yeah, top 5. Yeah. But with players like Jokic getting better and better, players like Luka to consider getting better, players like Trae Young getting better, Tatum progressing. This is what I'm saying. I'm seeing all these players progressing, but I don't want to say I'm seeing AD degressing. But for one, it's hard. He's never here. He's always hurt. I mean, he can be. He's been since his finals run. After the finals run, his last 2 years hasn't been the best. He can be a bit inconsistent at times. He's always injured. And with how these players have been playing the last 2 years and how Anthony Davis has been playing lately after the championship run, I don't think it's unreasonable to have him outside of your top 10. But it's crazy because I don't think it's unreasonable to have him in your top 10. So it's kind of give or take either way, I guess. But I mean, Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis' last healthy season. His last healthy season, he averaged 26, 9, and 4 with 3 blocks a game and finished top 3 in DPOY. Shooting 50, 33, 89 splits. Since then, he's played 36 games. Last year, he's played 37. This year, last year he averaged 22. This year, he averaged 23. Shooting splits have went down. Last year he shot 26% from 3. This year he shot 18% from 3. We talking about a perfect world where he's healthy, and I feel like this is one of those situations where it's out of sight, out of mind with Anthony Davis. Because let's be honest, Anthony Davis is the only... No, that's not true. Anthony Davis is the one of 3 people in this league... Fuck that. Anthony Davis is the only person in this league that can beat small ball. The only person. The only player that can beat small ball. Only player. You can put him in the corner, he's a threat. You can put him on your point guard, he's a threat. You can put him on the center, he's stronger than most centers in the league, other than maybe Bam and Joel. Probably the strongest center in the league, one of them at least. It's just been out of sight, out of mind. And I got Anthony Davis on my list. He's right outside of the top 10. I just think it's out of sight, out of mind, really. Because when he was here, his last 3 healthy seasons, 28 points per game, got traded to the Lakers, 26-26. Both years, DPOY candidate. He shows up in the playoffs. He had a game winner against the Nuggets in the playoffs, 2020. Without Anthony Davis on the court, the Lakers have been horrible. They've been horrible. And there's no slight to LeBron because he's getting older. But Anthony Davis is... He isn't the Lakers, but he's a huge part of what they need. And it's just been out of sight, out of mind, especially like with what you said. We get to the point in the league where it's about to go through the whole restart phase. We got younger stars trying to turn into superstars, and we have our older players who's getting ready to fade out. Russ, Dame, etc., etc. Steph just turned 34. And it's just been really out of sight, out of mind. It's supposed to be years like this where Anthony Davis becomes a top 3 player. Like how you see Jokic doing it, that's supposed to be Anthony Davis. I don't want to say this to slight Jokic, but I feel like Anthony Davis is just as impactful or possibly just as impactful as Jokic because simply what he brings on the defensive end of the site, defensive side of the ball. I think he's better at guarding 1 through 5 than Bam. I think he's number 2 at it behind Draymond, and Draymond's only because he's shorter. Honestly, it's only because he's smaller and he can keep up with him. But Anthony Davis was a force to be reckoned with in the paint. People were scared to drive against Anthony Davis, just like how they were scared to drive against Gobe, and he was giving it to him on the other side of the court, too. He was beating centers, power forwards, and even some small forwards off the dribble. He was getting down on the block, putting in work. He was just a force to be reckoned with everywhere, and he's just been hurt. He's just been hurt, that's all. If he was healthy all next season and they got the roster constructed, I think he'd be right back in the DPO wild contest. And again, we all picked him to be possibly an MVP this season because, playing with Russ, supposed to get easier buckets. I don't think it's a stretch still. I still think Anthony Davis could go out and win an MVP within the next 3 to 4 years if he's healthy. The guy is only, 28? He's 28. It's no reason for him to not be able to put in work in the future. It's just out of sight, out of mind. I have no question that AD is a top 10 talent or even a top 10 player. He's just unavailable. We can't put him over players that's been here and got better over the last 2-3 years when he's been gone. Obsolete. He's part of the reason why the LeBron thing, we said in the beginning, the LeBron thing with the Lakers is a failure. It's not because they're not talented. It's because he's never here.
Never here. He's never here.
Like, look at it. Let me see. He's played over 70 games in his career twice. Twice. He's always hurt.
I mean, you basically hit the nail in the coffin, man, from why I demote him so much. Because, like you said, he's just as good as Jokic. And Jokic is starting to be looked at as a top, universal, I would say, for sure, 5, some 3. He's just as good as Jokic. I mean, he's on his level. He can compete with him. He can compete with Joel Embiid. But I don't know.
He might be
I don't know.
He's the best defensive player in the league. I'm not even gonna fake. I ain't gonna act like he's not better than Gobe. I ain't gonna act like he ain't better than Draymond.
I forgot about AD when we was talking about Bam. Yeah, it is. It is AD. He is guards 1 through 5. Yeah, he is the best defensive player in the league when he's here. But like you basically said, I don't want to.
Slight players. I guess I don't want to be constantly improving while he's gone.
Yeah, I don't want to be a prisoner of the 2020 bubble when I see Jason Tatum, players like Tatum, Trae Young, constantly improving, and they're here. Luka, Embiid starting to do better with health. Jokic. I don't want to all those players who before this season were under AD in my opinion, by the way, but they earned it. I'm not, and AD has to get back and earn it. Can he earn it? Can he earn that top 7, 6s? Yeah, he can because he's, like you said, when he plays, he's there, but he doesn't play. And playoff success, too. We just saw Trae Young take a 5 seeds to the conference finals, and they were down 3-2, and he was hurt. I mean, Tatum didn't do nothing. I mean, he averaged 30 against a loaded Nets team last year with practically no help.
Has the Pelicans been in the conference finals?
The Pelicans never been past the second round with AD. And I hold that against them, but I kind of give them a pass because, I mean, it was in the West. They didn't really have anybody outside that year with DeMarcus Cousins, and he was hurt during that playoff run.
Even in the take a team like the Pelicans, we probably had nobody but, to at least my remembering, Drew Holiday in the West just to get him in the playoffs. I think that's an accomplishment in itself, especially when you're a young player like how AD was.
Yeah. Can he undoubtedly reach back into that top 7-ish? Because last year he was about my 7. Yeah, he can, but I just got to see him more, man. I don't want to put him over these guys who's constantly doing better, doing great, doing good in the playoffs when these past 2 years I haven't seen him. 2 seasons, back-to-back, 2 years, not 1, 2. You haven't seen him.
That's so crazy. AD really should be one of the greats, man. 3rd season in the league. Got the Pelicans 45 games in the West, and the second best player was Tyreke Evans.
He just never really had. So I don't really hold
25, 10, and 3 with 3 blocks a game and 2 steals.
Yeah, and I don't know why I said I don't know why I said utopian society, because if it was a utopian society, like you said, AD would probably be better than Jason Tatum and those guys. But so yeah.
Realistically, we take into account the top 3 years. I think we said health because players like Kawhi and Dame was out this season.
Yeah, that's more so what I meant. Yeah, because Kawhi,
as if everybody was healthy. But you got to take into consideration when a player has been out for consecutive years.
Exactly.
Damn, that means he's played 60 games once since he's been in LA. We're gonna go through his first 3 years on this contract, and we've seen him play 1 season. And the 1 season that he played, they won a ring.
Yeah, dang. That could help his case, actually. 1 season you play, you win a ring. The other two, you missed the playoffs. Well, miss the playoffs and get hurt in the first round, I guess that could kind of help his case, show how much they need him. But then again, it's not showing what you do because you're not here. So I don't know.
I mean, we can talk about what he did in New Orleans, but that's something that we've seen a lot of players do. Players like Dame do. Go off in the regular season, go off in the playoffs, but still lose because your team doesn't have the talent needed. I didn't know he had a season where I didn't know there was a stretch where he averaged 28 and 12 with 3 blocks and 2 steals. He did that in back-to-back seasons.
He's a monster, man.
So you just forget because it's out of sight, out of mind. I don't remember the last time talking about Anthony Davis when we're talking about how good he is. The only thing we said, the last thing I remember about Anthony Davis is street clothes or a damn shame. Never here. A Disney.
A Disney.
My number 12 is Chris Paul. Christopher Emmanuel Paul Jr., or the second. Chris Paul, and it's pretty obvious, everywhere he goes, he wins. Dog, this man was the second best player on the team that was about to beat the best player in history. I don't apologize to Harden, because I saw this stat. I know we're not talking about Harden, but while it's on my mind before I forget. I know we don't acknowledge this, but James Harden is winning with some of the greatest teams of all time in the playoffs. Like, ever. Warriors, Clippers, even the Thunder without him. Spurs. I would have throw that out there so when I get to it I can remember. But I had Chris Paul 12, and it's really impact because this man is averaging 14, 15 points a game over the last 2-3 years, 17 in OKC, I believe, 10 assists. He's a pretty good defender. It's not like he's stopping anybody from scoring, but his defensive IQ carries him. His IQ carries him in general. But it's just his impact everywhere he goes. Thunder, it was an under 1% chance that they make the playoffs. They had just got rid of Russ. They was trying to rebuild. They had lost. What was they lose?
They lost
Paul George. Yeah. They had Gallinari. He's a role player in Atlanta the next year. Shea, it was his first year being anything much. And it was just Chris Paul and a bunch of role players. Steven Adams, I guess, was something. And he got him to the playoffs. Took Harden and Russ to Game 7. He goes to the Suns. The place where Devin Booker puts up empty stats. DeAndre Ayton was a mistake to be chosen above Trae Young and Luka Doncic. We wasn't even talking about who the fuck Mikal Bridges was. We all thought Cam Johnson was a bust. He was like pick 14, 4 years in college. Cam Payne, he had just got dropped from the Bulls. He was supposed to be in the G League. Suns picked him up.
And the Bulls
and he got that team.
The Bulls are garbage.
Yeah. And he got that team to the finals. Were there a bunch of injuries in the way? Yes, but I think if anybody get this excuse, it's Chris Paul. He's always injured, and the reason why he hasn't been to the finals is because he is always injured. Those Clippers teams should have went to the finals at least once. He got hurt every year, or Blake or DeAndre got hurt. We all know that the Rockets could have beat the Warriors. Realistically, I ain't going to say will or would because it's too much legacies or too many legends on that team to say that. But being up 3-2 at home for Game 7, you have a damn good chance of going to the finals that year. And we all know that they're beating, who they in the finals? The Cavaliers with just LeBron James. We all know they're running that team. LeBron's not guarding Chris Paul. LeBron damn sure was not guarding James Harden that year. So with that being said, it's just impact. I don't think Chris Paul is top 20 in terms of talent. I think he's the best playmaker, top 2 playmaker in the league. But in terms of talent and scoring, I don't think he's top 20. It's just how much impact he has. I've never seen anybody with my own eyes do what he did except for LeBron James. And James Harden, maybe.
Yeah,
and James Harden, maybe.
I don't know, man. I want to reward CP3 too, but I say this like I just can't put him over players that I have, man. I just couldn't. I just can't say that he's better. Is he better than Jason Tatum? Like, are you taking Chris Paul over right now? Right now. You're taking Chris Paul over Jason Tatum.
And this is where we have to have a conversation of what does better means. It's better. The whole goal of basketball is winning. So if all you do is help win, but you're not putting up the stats to really show it, it kind of does cause friction. Talent versus impact. Impact is obviously more important because the goal is to win. But it's hard to say that somebody is better than somebody that you see with your own 2 eyes can score better, and can defend better. Intangibles can't be shown on the court. And playmaking, when you play with somebody, again, like Devin Booker and a lot of spot-up shooters, it can't be shown. It's just everywhere he goes, it's winning. So I don't, it's not really a slight. It's just a preference. It's hard to say that somebody's better than someone else when you can't see it. Because literally, you can't see it.
Yeah, that's your only argument for having go be top 20. Only argument.
So I do understand it. You're a hater, bro. You're a hater.
Only argument is impact. Stop saying that. It's open layups and dunks. Stop saying it. Just stop there right now.
70%.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Who do you have Uzi on 12?
I think it was. Who did I just say last?
Your last.
Oh no, I didn't. I said AD. I said AD.
Anthony Davis.
Tatum is my 12th. I have Tatum in my 12th, man. I mean, he's shown he can play winning basketball. Has he had stacked teams? Has he had stacked teams? Yes. He's had help? Yes. I'm not going to make it seem like he just been carrying the Celtics, but he has been the driving force. He has been the guy, the best player. He's the one teams are game planning for. But once again, you can make it the case. It's hard to game plan for one guy when you got Kemba Walker in past years, obviously. Gordon Hayward, have Jalen Hill. But yeah, I mean, he's getting better as well. Consistently giving us 26 a game. Maybe like 4 assists. Doesn't look that well, but I've been saying this for like
playmaker and a very underrated defender. Continue.
Both. He's very underrated with playmaking, initiating, shot creating for others. He's he's starting to get way better with seeing double teams, being calm, reading the floor better. He's always been a pretty solid defender. You could put him on. If you just had to, you could put him on your best wing, your best guard. He
forced Kevin Durant to have 7 turnovers when they played. 7.
He's a pretty. I wouldn't say great, but he's a solid, good defender. Yeah, has size and length. He's pretty strong. Never a liability. He's pretty good at best. But yeah, he's been getting better playmaker. And I want to reward him, man. My guy Tatum.
Tatum we argue about a lot, and it sounds like I don't like Tatum when in reality I'm just arguing with you. I don't think there's a bad spot for Tatum. I think probably in between spots 12 to really 20 is very interchangeable, except for probably Rudy Gobert. He's not going anywhere above 20. That's not a bad spot for Tatum. 26 last season, 27 this season, 4 assists both seasons, a steal both seasons, 7 rebounds both seasons.
All NBA both seasons.
Efficiency-wise, this season is definitely a down season, 44-34 splits. Last season he shot 39 from 3, 46. Not that big of a slight, but kind of a slight. But you do have to remember, it is his first season with him being, I don't want to say the primary ball handler, but definitely having the ball the most on the court. Because in other seasons he had very ball-dominant point guards. Kemba's ball-dominant, Kyrie's ball-dominant. The one year we ain't see that was just the playoffs in 2018. So, of course, I expect his efficiency to dip. Teams can really game plan against him kind of now with the injuries that's been opposed. Even when Kyrie was there, they had Gordon Hayward, too, which I think a lot of people forget at times. Marcus Smart's been out. So, yeah, it's just really been the Gordon Hayward, the Jason Tatum show. And, yeah, I don't really see a problem with him being 12. I think in the next year or two, like Ja maybe in a year or two, we'll be talking about him and Ja being top 10. It's going to be scary. That's going to be a new league. That means that's when our childhood is done. It's over with. Damn. That means from our childhood, the only people that's going to be there is probably LeBron, Curry, and that's it. I don't know if Kawhi and Harden is going to be top 10 in 2 or 3 years, but that's tough. He is underrated defensively, though. I don't think people really understand how fast and versatile Jason Tatum is. I think he's another one of those players. He picked up some. What was that this offseason when he got muscular, picked up that strength? They were saying he grew like an inch. Yeah, I think he could be a small ball center. How big is Tatum? 6'8", 6'9". I think he could be a possibly small ball center. You play him at center. Tatum can do everything that LeBron can do outside of playmaking. He's beating power forwards and small forwards off the dribble already. That's already what makes him dangerous. He's there. What are 11? We already talked. My 11 was Anthony Davis. We already talked about him though.
My 11 was Trae Young. So I know you have Trae Young higher.
Ice
Trae, man. I mean, he's been consistent since his rookie year, for real. Him and Luka, I feel like he kind of gets the short end of the stick when it comes to media attention and everything because he's in Atlanta. Not really a small market, but bad team. Luka has been in the playoffs not every year, but more than Trae. But yeah, I mean, Trae's another Devin Booker type player. Was looked at as kind of empty stats because his second year he took that huge jump just like Luka did, averaged like 27 and 10, damn near a double. He's been doing ever since 25 and. Wait, no.
He had a 10 points per game jump from his rookie season to his sophomore season. He went from 19 points per game to 30.
Yeah, with his 9 assists, doing it consistently. Back at it, 28, 9 and 4, 25 9 last year. Like, I mean, I don't know what else is there to say. His first playoffs, he shined, had a few stinkers, some big games, but he also had some pretty big ones too. He showed he can be dangerous on the big stage, kind of like Devin Booker. He helped debunk this whole empty stats thing. Yeah, I mean, I want to reward him. Took him to the conference finals as a 5 seed. Beat the 1-seeded Sixers last year. Been doing well these past few years. I want to reward Trae. Shout out to him. I want to give him that 10 spot, but I don't know that I couldn't put him over. Who I got 10. I know who you got. I mean,
my nigga Ice Trae. See, I said he was better than Kyrie, bro. I told Kylan that shit that he's better than Kyrie Irving. He averaged 30 points in his second season. Again, we talked about this earlier with a lot of players. He's one of those players because DeAndre Hunter is always hurt. Cam Reddish flamed out. Danilo Gallinari. There's no other people on that team that you can game plan against except for Trae Young. He's really the only person you can give the ball and ask to score for you. Lou Will isn't what he used to be coming off the bench. And yeah, just Trae Young. He's consistently got better year after year after year. You can't really top 30 points per game in your rookie season naturally just because you're going to get more help. He has more help than what he did 2 or 3 years ago. And yeah, he's been balling out. He had, back-to-back 40-point games, back-to-back 45-plus point games. He's been balling out. Atlanta hasn't been where they need to be, probably because teams can just game plan against Trae, not making that an excuse that every superstar star gets playing against. But yeah, I have no problem with him just being outside of that top 10. I think probably numbers 7 through 11 is pretty interchangeable with players being out, players getting traded, and players just not having help to get them where they need to be. Nothing really else to say. No other player in the league is top 5 in points and top 5 in assists.
Yeah, he's one of the best shot creators in basketball.
In 3 to 4 years, him, Luka, and maybe Cade is going to be fighting for who's the best point guard in the league. We getting old, bro. What are we on? Number 10?
Yeah. 10.
Oh, shit. Number 10. Oh, who is top 10 in the league, man? No, y'all listen. I sounded hard on this man 2 podcast episodes ago, and trust me, I still am just as hard. My number 10 is James Harden. James Harden is my number 10 for pretty obvious reasons. Great playmaker, great scorer, free throw, fiend. Nothing really else to say about him. He's probably, like, if he was healthy on a more consistent basis, he'd be just up there with Trae. Top 5 in scoring, top 5 in assists. And he'd probably be in the MVP conversation again like he was, last season?
Yeah.
No question. I think a lot of the time Harden is downplayed by me and others is more for intangibles more than what he does on the court. Like, no one's going to want to put a guy like that's going to cry from team to team or cry to get his way off teams. No one's going to want to put him where he truly does belong to be. No one's going to look through that. Same for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie probably, I don't say he's top 75, but Kyrie is talented. Like, Kyrie should probably be on everybody's top 15 list. He's a top 15 player in the league, but he's not going to make it because of the things he does off of the court and how he handles himself at times. Like, gaining weight to get off of a team, downplaying teammates, throwing shots at teammates, throwing fits. Every single locker room James Harden has been in that he does not want to be in, we hear about it after. We see Bruce Brown come out. The locker room is a lot more peaceful after the trade deadline. Same was said in Houston by Christian Wood and, who did he play with?
Was it Wall?
Oh. Same things was said. But on the court, there's no question that this man is a top 10 talent. I just have him 10, more so because of intangibles. But again, I think 7 through 10 is interchangeable. He's top 10, though.
Top 10.
Who you got 10?
Hey, I think I might want to change it. My 10, the 10th best player in the NBA. Joel Embiid.
What the fuck?
Joel Embiid.
You think it's 10 players in the NBA that's better than 9 players in the NBA that's better than Joel Embiid?
I do, man. When Dame's here, I do. I do, man. I love Joel Embiid. I do.
Then again, that is another thing that's hard to judge. Let me pull up Joel while I'm talking. That's another thing that's hard to judge, bro.
He's been doing
well. It's not like
Joel
has gotten the Sixers in high places without Ben Simmons. We saw it this season, so it's not like he's not capable. We haven't had the opportunity to see it because he's always hurt. Like, out of the pair of him and Ben, it was always Ben's there and Joel isn't most of the time, or a decent amount of the time. So, I understand where you're coming from, though. It's not dumb when you get that reason. It's not stupid. Joel Embiid has played... He hasn't had a season where he played over 70 games. He's only played over 60 games twice.
Yeah.
And during those 60 games, 1 year was the beginning of his prime. So when you put it in a context like that, we've only seen him score over 27 points per game 3 times now, if you can include this season. So it's not like it's a reach. You just haven't seen him be that guy to lead his team to a playoff series or to the playoffs. He's never here.
Yeah. I had to put Embiid 10, man. I know you got him high, but I don't know. I couldn't put him over the guys.
Embiid. Damn, you scantless, bro.
I'm sorry, man.
20 with 30, 11, and 4.
I almost put Trae Young over him, but I couldn't. I couldn't do that.
You're scantless, bro.
I almost put Trae Young over him, bro.
That means you got
the great teams you had, bro. There's no reason why you shouldn't be in the conference finals, bro. At least once, bro.
True.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I guess from that perspective, it's true. He did have, Ben, he was finished top 3 in DPOY the last 2-3 years. Jimmy, JJ, Tobias. He had great bench depth. I mean, there isn't an excuse to why he wasn't if he's really
that
top
guy,
dog.
like we say.
Yeah. He got what you had that roster, now he got better. What are we on? 9?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about it again. My nine was Trae.
Oh, Trae. My 9 was Dame. I had Dame Lillard.
You got Dame 9? Did you see what he did last year?
I had Dame. What you mean last year? What did he do last year?
He lost to just Jokic?
Okay, here we go. You can't bring up a guy who loses averaging 34, 8, and like 6 or something. You can't. He had 50, 55, and 10. 55 points, 10 assists, and he lost. I watched that game. He knocked out shot after shot after shot after shot after shot in the clutch. Austin Rivers was praying. He literally prayed. He said, "Thank you, God." He missed. He was praying, and he lost. Dame, I'm sorry. I'm not holding that against Dame. I hold a lot of things against Dame. I'm very critical of Dame. But, nope, I can't do it. I can't hold him. God, he's capable. He's shown he's capable. I mean, he's been hurt this year. I think that's kind of another out of mind thing. But he's usually here. Yeah, but he's usually here. He's shown he's, like you said, he gets into the playoffs consistently. He can win you a playoff series, but like you said, I mean, the fact that he even got them to the Western Conference Finals, it seems so long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. What, 3 years ago? It seems so long ago, though. But
when Portland was in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, in 2019.
About 3 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, he didn't really have a bona fide second. I mean, CJ's good, but
CJ's cool. He's in and out of the lineup, though. Inconsistent. Hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, he's really the guy to game plan for. You don't really have anybody else to support him, really. They had a decent team, but I don't know. Dame is that guy.
It's respectable. I think I just put him I think I put him more because out of sight, out of mind, and just injuries, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's kind of hard to judge players like him and Anthony Davis when there's so many players like on the rise right now. You got Ja going off, he ain't on either one of our lists. You got Ja going off, you got Luka going off consistently, Jokic, Embiid. Everybody's getting better, and he's just not here to see it. And then if you think about it, our last taste of the game is him losing to a team with... I like the context you put on it because I'm not even going to lie. I remember the whole Austin Rivers praying thing because he got posted a lot. But I didn't remember him averaging 34 points per game in that series.
He averaged
he did, though.
34.
I know he did, obviously. I remember him going up. I remember his, 50-point game in the playoffs? What was that, an OT?
Yeah, game 5.
I remember it. Again, the last 2 seasons before he got hurt, he averaged 30. The next season, he averaged 29, 38. And I remember it was like a 2-year stretch. No, not a 2-year stretch. I remember what was this. We saw in the group chat about who our MVP candidates was. And I remember my dark horse was Dame. And I want to say that was 2019. My dark horse was Dame. And which I think he should have got more nods. 30 points, 8 assists.
Actually, I think I might have. Yeah.
He definitely wasn't my dark horse. I made a YouTube video about it. I remember thinking about it. He was my dark horse.
Too, because that year, is Dame making a... Yeah, I definitely made a video. Is Dame making an MVP push? That was my first video ever. I dropped that February 2021. So last February.
Yeah, Dame deserves love. I hope that they do him right in Portland.
Yeah,
I think that whole loyalty thing is going to get him in the same place that Clyde Drexler and Alex English is in history as an amazing regular season player who just didn't have enough help to get pushed over the edge.
Yeah. I mean, last year he had them in the playoffs. We were there to 6 seed, and I made that video because I think they were having a lot of injuries, and the fact that they
I do remember that because we always had that conversation about Dame being in, and the argument was always, can he get them to the seeding in the West to get there? Because we all know you can't get an MVP unless you top 4, top 5, unless you Russell Westbrook, which is a historic season. You got to be a top 3, top 4 seed. And I think Jokic only got it last year for the narrative of we haven't had a center win MVP in years.
Yeah.
Second most assists ever by a center.
Well, he was the third seed though, so that helped.
That was always the question. Can Dame get Portland to a top 3, top 4 seed? And he never can. He doesn't have hope. So hopefully he does it this offseason, but I don't see it happening. I think the only way we see Dame winning anything is if he leaves. Yeah. Nobody is going to the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah. Especially with the free agency class this season isn't good enough to make a big 3 and then you go on some run to win a ring. It's not good enough. No. There's no superstars in it.
Yeah, but I think Dame's in my top 10.
What are we on? 8?
Yeah, 8.
Our 8 might be the same. It might not, though. You probably got him higher. My number 8 is the greatest basketball player in Slovenia history. Luka Doncic. Luka. My nigga Luka. Luka. We don't talk about him enough if you ask me. What he's doing is historical. And we're not talking about it at all. Since he came in the league, he's been averaging 25, 26, 27, and 8. Bro, it only gets better from there, and he shows up every single year in the playoffs. He's a player that he doesn't have any other shot creators. Jalen Brunson, maybe. Outside of Jalen Brunson, no other real serious shot creators on that team. He's had consistent flameouts from his side stars. Ever since, he was there when they had DJJ. What does that stand for? You know what I'm talking about? You play for the Knicks with the Trailblazers.
DJ Jaden. Oh, DJ Dennis Smith? No.
Yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr.?
Yeah.
Why did I say DJJ? Anyways, consistently, he's had nothing but role players that sell out. And they got him another all-star / star player who did nothing but sell out. I've never seen anybody be over 7-2 and finish the game with 1 or 2 rebounds. Consistently, that didn't stop him from being a top 5 seed consistently. And it didn't stop him from even taking the Clippers to, 7? Last year, they, 6?
Got him up 0-2.
So with that being said, and let's not make it seem like Paul George is not a top 5 on-ball defender. We all know Kawhi is a top 3 on-ball defender. Him going against that and still dropping legendary stats against that, nobody talks about it. Nobody else in the league, maybe, outside of the people that's probably in my top 5, you say it all the time, jumps in play when the playoffs. So when the game slows down, Luka does nothing but get better. 28, 8-8. This man isn't even 23 yet. I'm telling you, the league is going to be in trouble. And all these records that we said our favorite players going to get within the next 3-4 years, it's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Luka's coming for us.
He's coming for everything. Assist records, rebound records, scoring records. He's coming for it.
It's a matter of how long he's going to play.
True.
Yeah,
but then again, we always talk about players like Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson coming back from Achilles injuries. Luka has to be one of the most unathletic, unexplosive players I've ever seen get 28 points a game.
Yeah, that's true. So he can.
It's possible.
Can play to his late 30s, possibly.
Well, no, who you got 8?
8. I have James Harden, my number 8.
You said you got James Harden 8?
I have James Harden 8. I don't know, man. I think I need to flip him in Embiid, man. I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe I am holding on to the past. I don't know, man.
I don't think it's that much of a stretch. I think they're pretty even, but if you number them, again, it just comes down to preference. You've seen James Harden for years do what he do. You saw him last year. He's never hurt, and you're putting him against a person in the last 2 or 3 years has been hurt. Yeah. Slightly, kind of consistently.
What, 23, 7, and 10 in 8 games with Philly. 22, 8, and 10 with Brooklyn. It's pretty great, actually. Everybody's saying he's declining, but I would take 23. I'm sure a lot of people would take 23, 8, and 10 any day. Declining or not.
I don't think he's declining. I think it's just you took him out of a system where he is the system. He had the ball, what? He tied with the Russ for 40% usage rate, most in NBA history. You're not going to see a player average 36 points per game if the ball is not in their hand 40, 38, 39% of the time. He's playing with other ball-dominant players. People just don't take that context in. You're not averaging 40 or 36 points when you're playing with Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, or Kyrie Irving.
True.
He's 8.
Got
Not a
him
bad
8.
spot.
Got him 8.
Until he chokes out in the playoffs this year, then he's going to have to...
Too bad that won't happen.
Top 10 looking tough. I mean, it already happened. Like, let's be honest, we already seen it happen. Like, the playoffs, we already saw a playoff game out of Harden this year. We saw what he did against the Nets.
That's not a playoff game. You can't... Oh, my... Oh my! I'm not doing this today, bro.
I wish we did a podcast the day after that, bro. That would have been amazing. Man, 8 for 34 combined?
I'm not doing it. No. What they did against the Magic, that was wild.
30 free throws between 2 players is crazy as fuck.
That was wild.
That's crazy.
That was wild. But yeah, that was actually wild.
Kyrie just dropped 60 against them the other day. I don't know what the fuck the Magic gonna do, man. What we on, 7?
Yep.
I probably ain't got much to say about him, but Kawhi Leonard. Again, a pretty, probably he is the best, I don't want to say 3-and-D, but best two-way player, two-way superstar in the league. I think he's the best two-way star we've seen probably since Kobe. Never here. He's been a player he's here, but load management, great scorer, always hurt, always load managing. But I don't think there's any question that Kawhi is top 10.
Yeah, my 7. You basically hit the nail with Luka. Luka's my 7.
6. We just talked about Joel. My 6 was Joel. Who you got 6?
My 6 was Kawhi.
Who you got 5?
I got 5. I have Steph Curry 5. Steph Curry is 5. I have Curry 5.
So you think LeBron is better than Curry?
Why you say that?
Because I got Bron 5 and Curry 4.
LeBron not on my list.
What are you trolling for, bro?
He's not on my list.
You're trolling, bro.
He's not on my list.
What are you trolling for? LeBron James.
Yeah.
You're going to get this podcast canceled, bro. He's on your list, bro. You are a troll.
Yes, LeBron is better than Curry right here, right now. Yes, I understand LeBron's in the play-in. I understand it. I'm sorry, but he's better, man. We're not going to act like we didn't just watch Curry be in the play-in last year and miss the playoffs last year. We're not going to act like we didn't just see that, okay?
Pretty similar seasons.
It's pretty similar, just flip-flop. Last year, what? LeBron was the 2 seed, and Curry
was the scoring champ.
Curry was the scoring champ.
LeBron was going to be the scoring champ. Missed the playoffs.
It's flip-flop. So I'm not going to act like I didn't see the same story with him last year, bro. So if you want to bring that up, fine, but he just did the same thing last year. I'm not going to take that away. I don't know. It's either give or take. It's either one for me, but I don't know, man. He's more efficient. He's still the better playmaker. He's always going to be the better playmaker. He's averaging more points, more efficient.
Let's be real here, man. Steph Curry's a better scorer and a better defender than LeBron James. Let's just say it.
Defender?
Yes, he's a better defender than LeBron James.
Start, dude.
Wasn't he like top 5 in defensive rating in the beginning of the season?
He's not good at defense. He's not.
You are trying to downplay a point guard's defense. Curry don't play defense. Kyrie don't play defense.
Y'all be ready to promote this defensive shit, man. Y'all in this defensive shit, bro.
It matters. My boy Curry, man, another player, man. You can game plan against Curry. You can really game plan against anybody in the top 5, and they still gonna get whatever they want. Yeah, it was pretty much the same thing. You had Bron 5. You had where'd you have Curry 4?
Yeah, I had him 4. I had LeBron.
Yeah, same. I just had Bron 5, Curry 4.
I had LeBron 4.
We down to the top 3, man. Now, we all know the top 3 is. My third best player in the league is Kevin Durant.
You're trolling. You can't even say that with a straight face. You're trolling right now. You're trolling, bro.
I don't know, man.
Oh, my God. You're trolling, bro.
I don't know how the hell he does it, but Kevin Durant's been hurt the last 3 seasons. Missed the season. Messed up his hamstring last year, missed like 30, 40 games. This season he missed 2 months with an MCL strain. Shows up in the playoffs regardless of any of that shit. None of that matters. You're going to show up in the playoffs. I don't know, man. Kevin Durant this season, 10 points against the Magic, 7 turnovers against the Celtics.
Kyrie had 60. What are you talking about? You're toxic, bro. You're just going to act like Kyrie didn't have 60.
10 points against the Magic.
Kyrie had 60. I mean, it's only so many points you can score.
I'm pretty sure that Kevin Durant could have took some more shots or made some more shots. I mean, let's look at his game log. Can we look up his game log? Let me see. Kevin Durant's game log. Here we go. What was this? Last game. This bitch is not updated. Kevin Durant game log. Bro, Kevin Durant is not over Jokic and Giannis. Let's be real here. Let's all be real here. Kevin Durant may have declined too.
He declined?
If no one's going to say it, I'm going to say it. Kevin Durant, he may just need help to move the needle. Because I have yet to see him go back to the finals since leaving the best team ever created that he decided to join.
Willis, he played 1 season since then.
I don't know. I just don't know. I haven't seen him back in the finals.
You're going to do that. No, you're going to do that.
I haven't seen him back in the finals since.
You're about to do that right now.
Yes, I'm making the narrative before the narrative gets popular. So when people start saying this, it's because of me. I haven't seen him back in the finals since. And if he does go back, let's be very, very, very honest here. If Kevin Durant does go back to the finals, isn't really much to say about it. He is playing with a guy who just dropped 50 and 60 in the same fucking week.
Okay, so you're taking it away from him. So you always want both sides of the cake. Whenever it comes to KD, you always take both sides of the cake.
He is about to play with a player that is going to win a couple DPOYs in his career. Ben Simmons is pretty young. So by the end of the day, he's going to have a couple DPOYs. Seth Curry, top 15 shot creator, maybe top 20 shot creator in the league, maybe top 20, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Steve Nash seems like a pretty good coach to me.
You take away from him because he hasn't made the finals. But then you say if he makes the finals, it doesn't matter, or he should make the finals because he has. Dude, you did the same thing with LeBron. It shouldn't work out because it's a bad fit, but if it does work out, it should. But if it does work out, they should do it because it's OD. Like what? You can't win. You can't win with you. You take away from him because he's not making the finals. But if he makes the finals, you say, well, he shouldn't make the finals. He has Kyrie. He has a good coach. He has Ben Simmons.
That's how it goes. You should make the finals, but if you don't, you're gonna hear about it. You definitely hear about it. He should make it. That's called underachieving. The Lakers situation
but you're taking away from both.
The Lakers situation is wishy-washy. It is wishy-washy. I ain't gonna fake. But that situation is not, bro. You're supposed to make the finals with that team. If you're a top 10 player of all time, I've seen them take teams like this to the finals. I've seen it.
Okay, well, we've never seen him with a healthy team since the Warriors. Have we?
They're not.
Have we?
I guess not.
Dude, he's better than Jokic, bro.
I don't know, man. Kevin Durant, he ain't even top 3 in scoring right now as far as I'm concerned.
Are you serious? He averaged like 28 a game. Are you serious?
I mean, LeBron, Giannis.
He was hurt.
They all average some more points. I'm just saying, he's not top 3 in scoring right now, what he's notorious for. He's the best scorer. I'm Mikey. He's the best scorer. Well, the best scorer alive ain't top 3 in scoring right now.
Okay, so LeBron a better scorer than KD, right?
No.
By your logic.
No.
By your logic, he is. He averaged more points.
No, that was not. You didn't get the point. Kevin Durant is just a scorer. That's it. LeBron's putting up empty stats, and we all know that's the truth.
There's no such thing as empty stats.
Michael, last season in 2020, they was playing LeBron. LeBron was not playing back-to-backs, and if the Lakers was up by 20 in the third quarter, he's not playing the rest of the game. Why is LeBron and LeBron James out there when they're down by fucking 30?
Dude,
or when they're up by 20.
Empty stats is not a thing. Devin Booker and Trae Young killed it. It's not a thing. It's not a thing.
So somebody playing when their team is getting blown the fuck out, those points should still matter.
Okay, that's like stat padding, but like that's not necessarily empty stats.
See stat padding when they're empty, just like how Ja does. Ja stat pads too. I watched that Spurs game when he broke the franchise record. I watched that entire game. They were about like 15 or 20 with 5 minutes left, and he came back in to get 50 points.
It's one game. He's trying to get the record.
Kobe would never. That's all I'm saying. Giannis would never. Michael Jeffrey Jordan would never.
Well, maybe Giannis wouldn't because he can't close because he needs Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday to close for his team. I was watching them play the Jazz. You want to know who closed? Drew Holiday. Drew. Not Giannis. Drew. Your so-called best player in the league needs Drew Holiday to close out games for him? Are you kidding me?
Yo needed Kyrie Irving to make a shot.
Are you kidding me? Your best player?
Your greatest player of all time needed Ray Allen to make a shot. He needed Kyrie Irving to make a shot.
Are you kidding me?
So I guess the dimes matter when it matters most. Our players just don't hit shit. I guess that's what this is.
You need Drew Holiday to close for you?
Well, according to you, Drew Holiday is all-star caliber, so that shouldn't be a shame. He's an all-star.
He's an all-star caliber. But if you're the best player,
all-star caliber player that hasn't been to the all-star game since I was in fucking elementary school. What?
If you're the best player in the league, you should close. Simple. It's no excuse.
That's not fair.
I was
the best player in the league, and he couldn't close in the.
He did close.
He ain't that shot in either one of those finals. He didn't hit it with Ray Allen.
One shot.
When he was supposed to hit the shot, he bricked, and it took Chris Bosh. It took God giving Chris Bosh the ball when Tim Duncan being out for him to pass it to Jesus Shuttleworth. That's what it took.
Talking about the game where he scored 12 straight in the fourth to even have
and brick the shot that would have won them the game.
You talking about that position?
We're talking about closing. We're talking about closing.
We're talking about that game, right? When he scored 12 straight to get them there, to get them to the closed positions.
So we're talking about closing. He bricked. Brick.
Is that not closing? 12 straight?
No, because the last shot is closing the game. The shot that would have closed the game, he bricked.
Well, he hit the free throw. He hit the free throw in the game 7 in the finals against the
Seems to me that LeBron is a closer against one of two teams. The Toronto Raptors, in which he hasn't won there since he's been a fucking Laker. And the Washington Wizards when they hit that fluke-ass fadeaway. That's it. That's really just it. He's always had a real closer. Did he hit the game-winning shot against the Nuggets in the bubble, or was that Anthony Davis? As far as I'm concerned, Rondo said he looked at LeBron and he didn't move. You remember that?
He was a decoy.
He said, I made eye contact with LeBron James and he didn't move.
He was a decoy.
I guess that $1 million he spent on his body every year wasn't working. It must not have worked, because his feet look like they was made of stone and ice. AD closed that game. I think about this, LeBron ever been a closer in his career? Ever?
Yes. All his clutch numbers are better than Jordan's.
No, they're not better than Jordan. No, they're not. Longevity, yes, it is. He had more. He had more game winning shots.
He did.
Like 30 fucking years.
So?
You know could even do something longer than somebody?
Yeah.
Mike, that's like you win two rings in 2 years, and I play for 5 years and win 4.
What's wrong with that?
That makes me greater than you?
Yeah.
If you average 30 and I average 25 and I win 4 rings and you win 2, that makes me greater than you. No, it's just, I'm tired of this LeBron shit too. We're well over the hour we usually spend on here. I'm tired of this LeBron shit too. I know we still got 3 other players to talk about. This longevity stat shit don't make him go. LeBron dropped 50 back-to-back and it's something. Jordan was doing it when it mattered. LeBron is winning the fucking, he's a 9th seed, a 10th seed.
He's 37.
You understand that if the Lakers lose to the Pelicans 2 more times this season, they are out of the play-in. There's no play-in. They already lost by like 30 to them already. They have to play that team 2 more times. Twice. No, we don't give this man cookies and cream for doing this shit in the season where he probably ain't even going to make the playoffs. Was there even a season where Jordan didn't make the playoffs?
I mean, no, but there were multiple seasons where he went 1-9 in the first round. That's all I know. But hey, I mean, I guess we
best team ever.
I guess we just sweep that under the rug.
40-1 at home.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I thought the GOAT doesn't get exceptions. 40-1
at home.
73-9. 73-9.
You want to say, we saw James Harden doing wait. This isn't his peak years.
But those was his peak years. Though.
I know, because he the GOAT. LeBron first year, he ain't go 1-9. He ain't have a playoff series. He was at home on the couch with his flip phone.
Okay, he got to the finals in his 3rd year.
On Raw. We talking about 1-9.
He got to the finals in his 4th year. Don't compare.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan is. I don't even know how this man was alive. Like, I'm surprised he don't got 10 kids. Because if I was a girl, I'd drop it quick for Michael. The GOAT. At least Michael was a closer. I expect the greatest player. I expect the greatest player ever to be able to close, Mike.
Well, I mean, all his stats are better in the clutch, but
they're longer.
You're disqualifying it. You're disqualifying it with longevity.
It's just longevity.
You can't disqualify longevity though. It's
a longevity argument. Then Kareem is the GOAT because he got 6 and 5.
No, he's not.
6 rings, 4 or 5 MVPs, all-time leading scorer. GOAT ring.
But when I said if LeBron has the all-time leading scorer, you said it wouldn't matter. if he gets the
It's
the all-time.
this is just a longevity argument for LeBron James. That's all this is.
God, bro.
And especially like we live in such a time where defense is like, I'm not gonna say the competition is better now, or I'm sorry, better then than now, but the defense damn show isn't. Bruh, we got players like fucking Josh Hart dropping 44 points.
He's.
If you put Josh Hart in the 90s, he's not averaging anything above 10 points a game. Bro, when was the last time we had some actual competent defensive guards or small forwards? Outside of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, what other superstars do we know that can play defense? Jordan went against a DPOY who's first team All-NBA, Sidney Moncrief. You got Scottie Pippen. You got Gary Payton. It's less defense now. That's all it is. And Michael averaged 30 plus points per game, 50% plus shooting against real defenses. LeBron's doing this against soft defenses. He went against real centers. Who did LeBron go against? Tiago Splinter? Roy Hibbert?
You said this would happen, and I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I'm just saying, like, what?
You said it would happen, bro. I'm not doing it, bro.
LeBron's a closer? LeBron can close?
Yes. Yes, he is. Yes.
LeBron can close games.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
Yes.
I haven't seen him hit a game-winning shot except for against the Magic in the conference finals or the finals.
He had like 10 in 2018. Stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah, when he went to 7 with the fucking Indiana Pacers. Took you 7 games to beat the Pacers?
Just stop.
Didn't they have nobody but, what, Victor Oladipo? 7 games?
He was an all-star.
7 games?
He was an all-star.
7 games to beat a Celtics team without Kyrie Irving?
Well, you yourself said they were stacked, so make up your mind. You can't have both sides of the cake.
I'm just saying, they didn't have Kyrie. Go on, fan. Back to the list, man. That is my number 3, man. Who's your number 3, Mikey?
I'm done, bro.
What?
I'm done, bro.
What was KD 3?
Yeah.
No, KD was my 2. I'm just fucking with you. Jokic was my 3. I just wanted to argue.
No, he wasn't.
I know you're not gonna be able to see this. Fuck. He's my number 2. Oh, you can't see. He was my 2. Yeah, my nigga Kevin.
Dude, Jokic is 3, bro. KD, Jokic is 3.
Yeah, Jokic was my 3. Pretty obvious reasons. Taking a bunch of nobodies to the promised land.
Yeah, they're not even in the playoffs. They're like 40. They won like 41 games. They're like 41 and 20 something. The fact that he's doing that without his 2 best players just amazes me. He should be the unanimous MVP in my eyes.
He can get that 4 seed, man. The 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th seed is all 2 games within each other.
Yeah,
it's possible. Who's your 3? Jokic?
3, Jokic, yeah.
Who your 2? Giannis? You are weird as fuck, bro. We're gonna come back down to this argument, bro. Who's the best player in the league, Kevin Durant or Giannis?
KD, I'm sorry.
Reliability is the best ability. Giannis puts up as many points per game as Kevin Durant. He puts up more points per game as Kevin Durant, and he's more efficient than Kevin Durant. Their defense, Giannis is not even on the screen, and Kevin is down here.
Well, let's not act like... Well, like you just said, the best player in the league should be able to close. I don't see Giannis close.
You said that.
I don't see Giannis close games.
You said that. He does on both sides as well.
That's all I'm saying.
Unlike your man LeBron, who's supposed to be the GOAT but can't finish any finals games.
This is about KD and Giannis. What is LeBron? You're so...
Giannis finished in the finals. Did you not see that?
I'm not doing this.
How?
I'm not doing this.
Because LeBron was run up.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it.
Okay, so your greatest player in the league has to be able to close, right?
Yeah.
But your greatest player of all time don't.
Stop. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
All right, can you not? So is closing only an offensive thing? So if you get a game,
it's both sides. It's both sides. It's both sides.
No, Giannis is a closer.
No,
Do you not see his defense when it matters?
Okay, but get a bucket. Close. Get a bucket. Close.
Did you not see the and one alley on Chris Paul in the finals? That was.
He got
See that?
He got set up. He got set up.
So if he would have gave Giannis the ball, he's not just taking it on Chris Paul. This man jumped over Tim Hardaway Jr. And he's not taking up on somebody who's probably shorter than me.
I don't know. All I know is what I see. I don't do what if. Sorry, like you say.
And I don't think Kevin Durant's the closer. Kyrie Irving is.
You're crazy.
I'm going to say this shit.
Okay.
I don't know. We just saw Kevin Durant score 10. That's all I know.
Dude, we also just saw Kevin Durant almost beat Giannis by himself.
10 points against the Magic? Shit. Fuck. Let's not act like Game 7 wasn't Giannis versus KD and Giannis just won.
Well,
Because he's just good.
Dude. All right. Dude. Just stop, bro.
10 points, Mike?
Yeah. 10.
Them turnovers been looking kind of, yeah.
Yes, 10.
3 turnovers versus Miami, 7 versus Boston. 5 the next game, 5 the next game, 5 the next game.
Whatever, bruh.
That he's averaging over 5 turnovers a game since coming back, man. I don't know.
5?
But let's just put it like this. Okay, if Giannis scores more points per game, he's more efficient, and he's a better defender, they're about the same playmaking wise. How the fuck is Kevin Durant better than him? And he's here more.
Impact. Like you said, impact.
Get the fuck out of here. Giannis is more impactful than Kevin Durant. Giannis is the best player in the league. People like you and other old heads that grew up watching Kevin Durant just don't want to give him his props.
Bro, I gave him two.
There has not been a year yet where Kevin Durant was the best player in the league. I said it, damn it. I said it. Hasn't been a year yet.
You're crazy.
Hasn't been a year. It's
So
been
you
LeBron.
mean in 17, 18, and 19, LeBron was the best?
Yes.
And 20?
You were the best in 17 and 18.
You said it was KD. You're wishy-washy as fuck. You're wishy-washy as fuck.
All right, let's go. Hey,
Wishy-washy. I swear.
Kevin Durant isn't better than Giannis. That's the point. That's the point, bro. We're not talking about LeBron, remember? Kevin Durant.
Let me ask you this. So it's obvious that you only have him better than KD because he beat him and he won the championship. It's obvious. It's obvious, and I know it's obvious. This is how I know it's obvious. But last year, you were up and down yelling that KD was the best player in the league. From last year to now, all the reasons you're saying he's better than KD. Last year he was a better defender than KD. Last year he was just as good of a playmaker. Last year he was scoring just as much on more efficiency. So what's the only difference? Why all of a sudden? Why was KD better last year? You're saying it because he beat him. So if KD would have beat Giannis, you would be saying KD is better than Giannis. You're only saying it because he beat him. He was the same.
The last 2-3 years, Mike. In last 2-3 years, Kevin Durant hasn't been here, and Giannis just put on the greatest performance in NBA history I've seen with my 2 eyes.
But you had KD over Giannis, and nothing has changed.
Let me see. How much did Giannis average last year? I mean, availability matters, Mike.
Oh, my God. No, it doesn't.
It does matter. Availability doesn't matter.
Okay, it matters. But you trying to act like KD's just, like, never here. It's not like he's never here. He misses sometimes, but he's here.
Yeah, he goes on a mid-season vacation for 2 or 3 months every year. Damn, I don't know how you don't have Giannis as the best player in the league. Look at this. Ever since, and it's sad that I saw this with my 2 eyes. I saw this coming. I knew it was happening. I've been here for Giannis since his rookie season. I saw it. I'm the prophet.
Best player in the league.
20. Wait, he averaged 30 this. Giannis averaged 30 this season, 28 last season, 30 the season before that. Kevin Durant has averaged this season 30, or this season 29. Last season he averaged 27. Didn't play the season before that. It's just availability, honestly. It's availability.
So you're saying, well, basically what you're saying, he's not better. He's just
better.
here more. He's just here more.
I could have swore the saying goes, availability is the best ability. It is an ability.
So you're saying
don't try and downplay Giannis because he ain't old.
So you're saying he's not better than KD, but I'm going to rank him higher because he's here more. That's what you're saying.
Is he a better scorer? No. But he puts up more points and he's a better defender.
Well, when you got another top 20 player in the league, it's easier to put up to, and another all-star caliber point guard. I mean, your eyes, Kyrie, his second best player isn't even top 20.
Let's be real. Chris Middleton.
Now you're about to devalue Chris Middleton. It's coming. It's coming. Do it. It's coming.
Chris Middleton is cool on, but let's not act like he's consistent with what he does in the playoffs, bro. That game 7, him and Drew Holiday played flat out awful.
Okay, so did Harden.
6 for 29 against Golden State.
Golden State.
That was 2 games ago. Chris Middleton. He's averaged the same stats the last 3 years. 20 points in 2020, 20 points in 2021, and 20
He's consistent. He will get you 20 points, about 5 rebounds, 5 assists, great efficiency, play defense, close, because your best player can't do that. Wonder why. Maybe because he can't shoot free throws. Close. Yeah. Great second option.
I don't know. My second option didn't join the 50-40-90 club on 27.
Giannis has the best second option in the league. I said it. There, I said it. I said it.
No,
I said it. There, I said it. I said it. I
think
said it.
LeBron's a pretty good second option to Anthony Davis, if you ask me.
Oh, really?
He's a pretty good second option to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, all I know is it took Kyrie getting injured. It took Harden getting injured. It took a toe being on the line. That's just one series. Hold on. Let's be. It took one series. Let's go to the series before. You had to play the team who had the quickest turnaround from the bubble. You beat up on the Heat, where you played horrible, by the way. You shot 45% from the field, and you're a big man. That's horrible.
Don't act like he doesn't take shots. He shoots.
Let's see. You shot 45% in the field. In the regular season, he probably shoots like 55. 10 percentage points. 10 percentage points drop.
Well, according to you, a 30-point per game drop ain't, a 20-point per game drop ain't that bad with Wilt Chamberlain. So
if you drop from 50 to 30, no, it's not bad.
It's 20 fucking points.
It's 30. It's going to 30 though. Willis. If I have 30 points in your head over 7 games, you clamp me.
If you average 50, yes.
No, it's not about if I average 50.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's your production dropping from the regular season to the finals. It dropped.
If I average 30 on you, you're going to say you clamp me?
Yes, if you average 50.
How could you say that with confidence?
Because I stopped you from getting your normal.
So you're happy you held me to 30?
Yes, I did my job.
You did your job.
I held you to below your average. 30 is below average for Wilt Chamberlain that series. For that season. If 50 is your average and I held you to 30, I did a pretty good fucking job.
No, you didn't.
Miami did a good job on Giannis. It's just Jimmy Butler is a choke, and so is Bam. Bam's a choke star. Bam can't. I watched that series too. Bam can't hit middies when it matters. Bam can't hit floaters when it matters. Bam can't hit hook shots when it matters.
He's better than
Unless he needs a 3-month layoff in order to do that too, like Anthony Davis.
Oh, really? Well, he had the quickest turnaround in NBA history, and he had to go and play in your eyes the best player in the league. I mean, you should win. If you're the best player in the league, you play in the team with the quickest turnaround, you better win. That's all I know. So he did what he's supposed to do. You don't get kudos for beating the Heat. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Giannis, we all know Giannis was. Well, at least I knew he was going to win the ring. I knew.
No,
and I know he's going to win it this season. I can't wait till our next podcast or the podcast next week. If we don't do the second one this week, we might have to talk about these playoffs. Shit getting crazy. Yeah, he won't be there. We haven't seen him in the finals since I was in elementary elementary school or middle school.
He averaged 27-7 in the finals. He showed that he could play on the big stage.
Well, according to Magic Johnson, who we've already noted, that was the worst finals play from a point guard he's seen in his life. And he's been alive for some years. He said that was the worst game he's ever seen played in the finals.
Well, he also said that Anthony Davis was a top 2 player. He also said Lonzo Ball was a future superstar. He also said, I love Lonzo Ball. If you're watching, by the way, I love you. You're a great player. I'm just trolling. He also said,
we got to talk about the playoffs next pod. I can't wait, bro. Because the East, man, it's looking so tight for the Hawks, man. Fuck. I'm gonna be so sorry. They might not even make the play-in.
They're finished, bro. They're finished.
And it's not because they bad. It's just the East got so much better. Toronto was not supposed to be this good.
The Cavs.
They not supposed to be this good.
And I told you Boston will be elite this year. I said it first pod, and you looked at me. You looked at me crazy. You laughed at me. Boston is back.
They're a 5th seed.
Boston is back. Boston is back.
No, they're not.
Boston is back. Boston is back.
We should get some good series, man. We're gonna talk about it like in a week or two with the playoffs when things maybe set a little bit more. But this is gonna be one of the best playoffs we've seen in the last 5 years, bro.
Can't wait, bro.
Like last year, that was the first playoffs we seen without the LeBron Big Three Heat. We know they go to the finals, or the Warriors with Kevin Durant, or even the Warriors in general. We don't know what's happening next year. Me personally, I don't think Memphis is a contender, but Phoenix, Memphis, conference. Phoenix, Memphis, Golden State, Utah, the Mavericks, Denver. We're going to see Karl Anthony Towns and Ant-Man in the playoffs. Clippers. It's going to be a good playoffs.
Damn. I knew the top 20 would, drain. I didn't expect it to be that long. Yeah.
It's going to be a W playoffs, bro. Damn. The Bucks versus the Nets might go against each other in the first round.
The Bucks aren't getting a 1 seed. Sorry.
I'm saying that because in the play-in, it'd be Brooklyn versus the Raptors. And whoever wins that gets the 7th seed.
Giannis can't get a 1st seed anymore? Damn. Some best player in the league. Before KD was hurt, without Kyrie and James Harden playing inconsistent, KD was the 1 seed. That's all I know.
Drew was out in the beginning of the season.
That's all I know.
Chris Middleton is out. Brooke Lopez just came back last night.
Don't give me injury.
Enzo, whatever the fuck his name is, he's been hurt. He was out too before he got traded.
Everybody been dealing with injuries all year.
That's 4 starters.
I ain't trying to hear that shit. Everybody been dealing with COVID injuries. Everybody been dealing with injuries this year. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
4 starters.
I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't hearing it. I'm not hearing it.
I honestly, as a Bucks fan, I don't want to see Brooklyn in the first round because I know the reality is we might not win. It's going to be a good series, but we might not win.
So if Giannis loses to Brooklyn this year, that proves last year was a fluke?
No.
Okay. Yes, it does, bro.
That happened in a lot of history. They went to 7 games. You just look for a reason to quickly discredit somebody and a reason to quickly promote somebody. You just look for reasons.
If they lose to the Nets this year, if they lose to the Nets this year, that shows last year was a fluke.
It's a different team, though. It's a whole different team. They have Ben Simmons now. Ben Simmons compliments Kevin Durant and Kyrie a lot more than James Harden does. They have a legit big man. They got Nicholas Claxton off the bench, Seth Curry, Patty Mills, Goran Dragic. They did not have that depth last year. That's what I think. I think people sleep on Brooklyn. I'll just make a video on them being underrated before they did what they did to Philly. That's a whole different team, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Goran Dragic, leading scorer on a finals team 2 years ago. Patty Mills has always been elite. Not elite, but an elite role player. Defensive player of the year, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, you ain't
Brooklyn
lying.
gonna be some problems, bro. They got 2 7-footers now. Our thing was they starting Blake at center. That's gonna be an issue. Andre Drummond weighs like 300 pounds. He does stupid shit on the court, but he's still just a body in general.
Yeah, like you don't even need, like, just a body. It's a fucking body.
He does the same thing with Brooklyn too, just not as much. He gets a rebound and dribbles it down the court, bro. Just to hand it to somebody.
I watched them play the Nets. I wasn't really paying him no mind. I'm not gonna lie. I know why I wasn't paying him attention. Cause KD had 53, and he closed the game, back-to-back threes, getting doubled. He found a way, getting doubled. He found a way, doubled. They doubled him 8 straight possessions. 8 straight possessions, literally. Doris Burke said, "This is the 8th straight possession. KD's getting doubled. He just finds a way. He finds a way in the clutch. That's what the best player on the planet does. That's all I know.
Giannis has been doubled his entire career, and he's going to win a more legitimate ring than Kevin Durant. That's all I know, though. That's all I know.
That's all I know. All I know is if you're the best player in the league, you close. That's all I know. That's all I know.
I low-key hope that the Milwaukee Bucks lose the 2nd seed to Philadelphia. I know they're not going to do it, but I hope they do.
Who? Cleveland not an easy out, so you better not tank for us.
I am.
You better not tank for us. He's coming back.
Jared Allen's out the rest of the season.
He's coming back. He's not getting surgery. He's coming back.
It's not indefinite?
No, he's coming back.
Indefinite at first. I'd rather play Cleveland than Brooklyn.
We're not an easy out, so you better not.
You know they got the bodies to throw at Giannis like Markkanen, Mobley, and Jared Allen.
Don't tank,
They
though.
don't have nobody except for Isaac Okoro, who's a little bit too small for Chris Middleton to stop Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday on the offensive side of the ball. And they're inexperienced.
Garland's playing out of his mind. I just want to throw that out there.
These playoffs is going to be so tough. I know we're going to see a couple of upsets too, bro. Cleveland versus Philly in the first round? I'm going to a playoff game. All right, man, wait. Should we end it here at the 2-hour mark?
Yeah, we got to end it.
We can't go an hour more than what we normally do.
Yeah, be grateful. Be grateful.
The other ones, it wasn't that deep anyways. The other ones we had is AD a superstar still. Yeah, he just hasn't been here. It's Philly frauds. Yeah, of course, it's LeBron in top 5 wherever. Hell no, probably not even top 10 ever. That's how we both feel on that, and that's pretty much it.
Whoa.
What's the issue?
All right, man. You're going to see with Philly. All right, man.
Hey, when James Harden chokes, I'm not going to shut up about it, probably for the next year. I'm going to talk my shit, too. The audacity of him, it's pretty easy to just run up and down the court and dunk.
It is. Is it not?
Giannis don't got a reply. He got something on his finger that James Harden never will.
Yeah, well.
Man, hey, man. That's it for the Realhooptalks podcast, man. You know the usual. Just hit that sub button. If you don't hit the sub button, your mom probably gonna die. Like the video. Comment down below. Who do we smell out of our top 20s? Both of our channels in the description, man. You can check me out on Instagram, EGF Ron or EGF Hoops. You can check me out on TikTok, EGF Hoops. Twitter, EGF Ron. I talk about hoops on there too. Live tweets. Where we finding you at, Mikey?
Find me at Mikeyhooptalks, man, on TikTok, Realhooptalks on the gram and Twitter. You know where we at. We don't hide. We want the smoke. If you want to argue, I want the smoke. I want it.
I got people arguing in my comment section about that Kevin Durant shit right now.
I want it. I want the smoke. Don't think,
you should.
Don't go easy on me neither. Get me better. Get me better. I want the smoke. Don't go easy on me. I want it. If you see something that you think is bullshit in my TikTok, tell me. Tell me in my comment section. That's what it's for. Man.
You ready, man?
D-Wade is not better than Harden with a ring. We out. Let's go.